installment of the Jason Rice Show. It's called I Want to Feel Some Love. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Whole new segment. I think it's going to be a big hit. You expected Mindset Monday? Well, today's mindset is a mindset for love. Stop it. Stop it. I'm just kidding. It's Mindset Monday. It's a normal Mindset Monday. It's not Mindset for Love. So I was going through the different soundtracks that I have to choose from for music on Epidemic Sound. No affiliation, not getting paid to say that. And I went to the jazz section, and the first couple I played on the jazz section were just straight up baby making music. And I was like, man, this is like Teddy Pendergrass. This is like just, this could get real nasty real fast. But that's not why you're here. You're here for Mindset Monday. And I'm running a little late. I'm going to get this out late on Monday, but I'm getting it out no less because this is the third installment of the 8-week installment that I have to put out to meet my goal of giving you 8 Mindset Mondays. There may be a 9, a 10, 11, but at a minimum, I want you to have 8 Mindset Mondays to draw from to get your mind right as you kick off your week. And this one was kind of tough because you know what? It's running late because I didn't want to do it. And one of the things that I have learned over the years that sometimes works better than others, but generally speaking works pretty doggone well, is whenever I don't want to do something, I have to change my state. Hey there, folks, real quick, allow me to interrupt myself to remind you about today's sponsor, which is Authentic Health. Check them out at shopauthentic.health.com. That's where you can find the foundational stack. That's F1, F2, F3, essential nutrients, essential fats, and your essential amino acids, designed by a physician of over 30 years experience, using his clinic as his own laboratory to figure out what you and I need for longevity, health, and wellness, and to defend ourselves against the toxic modern environment that we find ourselves in. That is Dr. Gus Vickery. Check it out. Shop Authentic Health, shopauthentic.health.com. And don't forget to use promo code Jason for a discount. Now, back to this amazing Mindset Monday. I have to get myself into a state that I want to do it. This is one of the things that Tony Robbins talks about all the time. As a matter of fact, I was watching an old school video of Tony Robbins, which, by the way, I don't know about you, but I used to watch Tony Robbins infomercials like late at night when I was probably like 15, 16 years old. I'd be in my bedroom up late at night. The Atlanta Braves game had probably just gone off. And all of a sudden, brought to you by Guthrie Rinker, it was Tony Robbins, this giant-faced dude with a tie and suspenders, telling me how that if I would just change my state, did you change everything just like that? Bam, boom, clapping, snapping in that big voice. And it was then that I discovered Tony Robbins. Now, I didn't take my first Tony Robbins course of any kind until I was in college. A buddy of mine, Joey Baker, and I, one of my fraternity brothers, our junior or senior year, he had bought the tapes. And so he and I would make a point to get together every week and we would listen to these Tony Robbins tapes. And one of the things that he was talking about on that old infomercial back then on these, the tapes we were listening to. And if you listen to him now, it's kind of like Jerry Seinfeld. Jerry Seinfeld, if you go to watch Jerry Seinfeld right now, you're probably going to hear some of the jokes that he was telling during his act in the early 80s. Because if you got it, you got it. If it works, it works. And one of the things that Tony Robbins is always talking about is if you are in a bad mood, if you are feeling depressed, if you are feeling like you are non-productive, you're not going to be able to get the things done that you want to do, you got to change your state. And so what I thought I would do with this Mindset Monday is to give you some very practical ways to change your state. Some of you might be doing it right now. Some of you might have been in a funk, and you must have been in a real funk, and you must have been real desperate if you came to the Jason Wright Show to try to change things. I'm grateful, but I'm also humble, and I'm also realistic. I know that you weren't in such a place that you were like, there's nothing that can get me out of this funkified funk but the J-Man. I know you didn't say that, but whenever you're here, this might be what you decided could change your state and make you feel a little bit better about things. And if so, let's do this. I want to help you with that. I'm so glad you did. One of the things that I do, so this is practical tip number 1 for changing your state. Music. Music is magic. Music can take you to another time, a happier time, a better time, a time where things weren't quite so tense, things weren't so consequential. It's one of the reasons why I think I love the band Oasis so much. First of all, I love Liam Gallagher, Noel Gallagher. I get to go see them this year, by the way. That's right, August 31st, I think it is, at MetLife Stadium. I'm going to be a part of the Oasis reunion, the one that all of us Oasis fans have waited for so long. I'm so excited about that. But one of the things I like about Oasis is they can completely change my state of mind, not just because it's good music, but because it takes me back to about my freshman, sophomore year of college. Showing how old I am, telling my age, but that's what it transports me to a time when life was just a little easier and more simple. So I highly recommend you find some music that can do that for you. I don't care what it is, but find music that means something to you. And look, sometimes misery and depression and just that what Winston Churchill used to call a case of the black cloud, it's so intense, it almost becomes like this engulfing warm blanket. You want to stay in it. That's what depression does. It's like just to get yourself to move out of bed or move to another room is something you don't want to do. And so just doing something as simple as putting on music, because what will happen is you'll start to say, you know what, I heard that clown Jason Wright saying that I should just go put on some music, but it won't work. I just feel too bad. I just feel like I don't even want to do it. And you can't even bring yourself to go get your Sony Walkman and throw in your headphones, pop in a cassette, and listen to some good music. You can't even get yourself to do that. But I'm asking you right now, take that step. Try it. Music. Okay. Next, get out and walk. Move. Get yourself moving. It changes everything. Movement is a game changer like none other. I see it every morning. I come and sit down at this desk where I'm doing this podcast right now. And well, actually, I sit on the couch over there. I do some reading. I'm reading Anna Karenina right now, by the way, and kind of enjoying it. I'm really digging it. Trying to read some of the Russian authors. Tolstoy is on deck, and right now I'm reading some Tolstoy, and I've got some more Tolstoy that I'm going to read. And I will sit there, but then I'll come over here and I'll start to work, and then all of a sudden these walls start to close in really fast. And if I get up and go downstairs and I get out into the sunshine and just walk, I kid you not, within 30 seconds I'm a new man. Everything has changed. Everything has changed. My mindset has changed. My mood has changed. The air has obviously changed. It's outside. The light has changed. It's just like the biggest sunroof that there is because it's outside. And so, and I'm moving. The physiological change that comes about with just moving your body is so amazing. And if you feel up to it, I'm going to kind of put another category of movement into just exercising. If you can get yourself when you're in a really, really intense funk, and if you can get yourself to exercise, it will raise your endorphin levels, your serotonin levels will be raised, and then before you know it, your mind is completely shifted, and whatever had you in the funk slowly just kind of melts away. But if you can't work out, just go for a walk. Okay, another thing, go take care of something that you know you've got to get done. If a lot of times the funk comes and the need for the state change comes because there's something in your brain that's weighing on you. It's usually some tiny little inconsequential thing that you just don't want to do. But if you can just say, all right, I'm putting everything else aside and this is what I am doing. I'm going to go get this thing knocked out right now. You're watching it in real time right now. Today, I didn't feel it. I didn't want to get behind this microphone, get in front of this camera for the YouTubes, and make this video and record this podcast. But you know what? Having done it, does it sound like I'm in a bad state? I'm in a pretty good freaking state. I got to tell you, I'm feeling pretty good right now. Now, you may not be enjoying this. You may be just saying, J-Dub, you're in a good state, but the podcast sucks today. As a matter of fact, I'm out. Please don't stick with me because you're watching it in real time. What I said to myself was this: if I can just make myself turn on the light, turn on the camera, turn on the roadcaster, get behind the microphone, and get started, I know it'll be okay. Play a little bit of funk, to start things off. Y'all got to admit, that funky track I was playing at the beginning, it was good. Hey, you know what? Let's see. Oh, yeah. How about that? Listen to that. Now, see that right there. If that doesn't change your state, I don't know what will. So we got a little bit. Oh, that's just so good. It's not quite as good as the Luther Vandross stuff I had going at the very first. That was nasty. That was real nasty, wasn't it? I mean, come on, that was kind of nasty. But it changed your state. So, it changed my state. So, I got behind this microphone, I got in front of the camera, turned the light on, and boom. Game changer. Everything feels good. When I get through with this, I'm going to knock this out. I'm going to get it up to you. I'm going to get it out to you. I'm going to get in between your ears, get in your head. I'm going to dance around, and hopefully it'll change your state. But you got to be proactive about this. Give somebody a phone call. Don't call somebody. This is another practical tip. Don't call them to tell them about how bad your day is going and how this funkified funk is just funking you up. Don't do that. Just find somebody to call and talk. Somebody that you know every single time you talk to them, you feel better. Do it. Call them. Call them. Go look at a goal or an ambition or something that you've thought about that you know you're going to do in the future. For me right now, there's this little remodel addition that I want to do to the house. Okay, it's just adding a little bit of extra space to a certain room. And if and this is so cool. So I took a picture in the house of where I want to add this room. I described the room that I wanted to add, and I asked ChatGPT to give me an image of the room post remodel. Holy snap. It did. I mean, I'm not kidding. I'm not exaggerating. It kind of took my breath away. It literally made me just like go, whoa, you kidding me? Oh, here it comes again. It literally made me just feel better seeing that room and thinking, this is possible. This could happen. I could actually make this happen. And so find something that's a goal or an ambition, because it'll take you into where you're going and not continue to sit where you are. Read a book. I mentioned it earlier when I start out the day. I start out reading. If you can go grab a book and get a little focus and get drawn to the story, before you know it, you can change your state. Things will start to appear better. Things will start to feel better. You'll get out of the muck of where you were. But that's what I want you to do. Today, your mindset needs to be change your state. If you are not in a state of mind, if you're not where you want to be, then boom, snap out of it. Get somewhere else. Get moving. And a lot of times, that's the hardest part. It's like anything else. The hardest part is just taking that first step out of the bad state into the new one. But that's what I want you to do. So today, Monday mindset is to get into a state for productivity, for positivity. I'm Jason, and I'm out.